You have to have the right time frame to understand where you're going to go, and it has to be realistic. So if you have a huge goal and you can't necessarily say, hey, I want this by next year. For example, I want to sell 1,000,000 records by next year, but you just started doing music yesterday. That's just an example just to show you how you can't rush things. You can't not have a foolproof plan. And hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Pink Lee. Thanks for tapping in for Words of Wisdom Wednesdays, the Power of the D series, episode 4, Direction. Most of the time when we think about direction, we think about modes of transportation, flying, driving, things of that nature, right? But when we think about direction, I want us to think about the direction of our life. The roadmap essentially would be like your plan to success. So you need to write these things down. You need to have them somewhere tangible where you can see them, hold them. The whole process of like thinking it, writing it, that whole thing is something in itself that helps you remember, and it stays with you throughout your days, and something that helps you keep your mind on it. So you want to know your plan. You want to have a timeline for your plan. That's super important when it comes to direction. You have to have the right time frame to understand where you're going to go, and it has to be realistic. So if you have a huge goal and you can't necessarily say, hey, I want this by next year. For example, I want to sell 1,000,000 records by next year, but you just started doing music yesterday. That's just an example just to show you how you can't rush things. You can't not have a foolproof plan. An example of why you need to have a realistic timeline and something that's accurate and conducive for everything that you have to do to get to your goal, right? For an example of why direction is so important, I'd like to refer to a Facebook post that I saw recently that was really, really funny. So it was talking about back in the day before GPS and how did people get around. So they were bringing up MapQuest and how you had to print out all of your directions so you would have them on paper, but God forbid you spill coffee on the paper, or it flies out the window, or God forbid you didn't have a printer. What were you going to do? You know, in the days of not having GPS, you had no direction. You know where you were going, but you didn't know how you were going to get there. You didn't know which roads to take. You didn't know which roads to avoid. You didn't know if there was construction on this way or this way. And you didn't know how much time it was going to take you. So you didn't have proper preparation, proper planning. That's why it's important to have direction and to have a proper roadmap to get you where you're going to go and to get you there in accurate timing. Know where you're going, know how long it's going to take you, have a proper plan to reach your goal for success. Direction is a key ingredient to success. Thanks for tapping in for Words of Wisdom with your girl Pink Lee. I will see you guys next week.